Okay, today we will see design of two-way slabs. Okay, that too PT slabs. In previous class we have saw about one-way slab. Okay, if this is your LX, if this is your LY, where LY by LX ratio is always greater than 2. But here in two-way slab we have LX, LY, where LY by LX is less than 2. Okay, then these types of slabs are called as two-way slabs. Okay, so here are some steps. Okay, while designing the two-way PT slabs. Okay, the first step will be determine whether it is a one-way slab or two-way slab. Check for Ly by Lx. Ly will be the longer length of the slab, Lx will be the shorter length. Okay, if you get the ratio lesser than 2, then it is a two-way slab. Okay, so the first step, determination of thickness of the slab. Okay, here it is determined by L upon 50 times the h, where L is the length, 50 is the constant. From that we will get the thickness of the slab. Okay, that is nothing but you can call it as h or d. Okay, the next thing is that we have to determine the load calculations, that determine the dead load, live load. If he says any load finishing load, means take it load finishing load and call it as W, and WU will be the factored load, ultimate load. Okay, 1.5 into W. Okay, this is the total ultimate load. Okay, then the third step, we have the calculation of bending moment and spacing as per IS 456. Okay, just remember it, and you have saw the formula, that is mx equals to alpha x W into Lx square, my equals to, that is moment along y direction, equals to alpha y into W into Lx square. Okay, and this is for the span, shorter span, that is Lx, where it is divided into three parts, that is outer one will be the end strip, middle strip and end strip, where one second, where the end strip for the shorter span, it is given by Ly by 8. For the middle strip it is given by 3/4 of Ly, and for the end strip it is Ly by 8. Okay, similarly for longer span, that is Ly, it is divided into three parts, that is one end strip, middle strip and again end strip, whose length will be width will be Lx by 8, middle will be 3/4 upon Lx, and the another end will be Lx by 8. Okay, the next will be determination of the movement in the middle strip. Okay, we have to determine the movement in the middle strip, and here what we will do, first we will go for the x direction, determination of the movement, then we will go similarly, the same procedure is followed for the y direction also. Okay, this is for the x direction. Okay, therefore movement in the middle strip, how will you determine? I want to determine the movement at the middle strip, so I will take mx. What is the width of the middle strip? Here you can see it is the width of the middle strip is 3/4 of Ly. Okay, just substitute here, you will get the movement in the middle strip per meter. Okay, keep it in mind, it will be per meter. Then we have to determine the E. Okay, before that, use suitable cover. Minimum you should take cover of 30 mm. Okay, you can take it as 40, 50, whatever, but the minimum cover should be 30 mm. And for x direction you can provide of minimum 30 mm cover. For y direction you can give cover of 40 mm. The thickness will be the same, but the cover will be vary. Okay, for x direction you can keep it as 30 mm, for y direction you can keep it as 40 mm, or you can also keep it as 30 mm, left to you. Either you can keep the cover same 30 mm 30 mm or 30 mm 40 mm left to you, and it is calculated by depth of the slab which I have determined in the very first step minus the cover whether you have taken for 30 or 40, again depth by 6, that is h by 6. In pressure line we have said that why you take h by 6 for uniformly distributed load. Okay, now we have got the moment, correct? We need to determine the pre-stressing force, and we know that m equals to p into e, force into perpendicular distance. Okay, we know the value of m, we know the value of e, so we can directly find the value of p. The next thing, we have to determine the number of cables. The same thing we have done for the RCC, that is number of rods or bars, whatever. But the only the thing is that in each bar what is the force it is carrying, whether it is carrying 100 kilonewton, 200 kilonewton, whatever it may be, he will mention. Okay, pre-stressing force, suppose it is 1000 divided by, there are two rods of each carrying 100, means it will be 50, sorry 5, it will be 5 number of cables, like that. Okay, then again we have to determine the spacing. Here spacing is given by length of the middle strip. Okay, keep it in mind, length of the middle strip, how much it is? It was 3/4 of Ly. Okay, divided by the number of the cable which we have got in the previous one. So this is for x direction. Similarly go for the y directions. Okay, the fourth step is limit state collapse, okay, per meter of span. This is also as per IS 456 only. Sorry. Here first I am going for x direction before I am taking ultimate movement in x direction. This is permissible ultimate movement, okay, in x direction, that is mx alpha x. Here just take care that you should use W, where W is nothing but one factor of total load. Okay, so here you will get the permissible ultimate movement. Similarly we will determine the number of bars, that is we are going for per meter. Here you can see we are going for per meter, therefore 1000 by spacing in x direction. Okay, here we have determined, here you can see spacing of the cable for x direction, just substitute here, that is 1000 upon whatever it may be, you will get number of bars. Okay, then we have to determine the AP. AP is nothing but the area of pre-stressing force, number of bars, okay, number of the cables he has given in the question, okay, 5, and in question also he will give the diameter of the bar or the cable, just substitute. Okay, just take care that here you will get two numbers, okay, not single only one number, you will get two numbers, that is number of bars per meter. For 1 meter how many bars do we require, and number of cables he has given, and the area. So we will get the value of AP. Then again you know this one, okay, FPU divided by 0.87 FP equals to stress ratio, and this is depth ratio. Okay, we have done in the very first second unit, very starting, IS 1343 appendix B. Okay, by interpolation we will determine the value of FPU. Okay, here what you will determine, you will determine the depth of the neutral axis, that is XU. Then what you do, you just substitute here, this is mu, nothing but the ultimate moment of resistance. Okay, and always there should be a value that mu should be greater than mu permissible, means here which you calculated, this one should be lesser than compared with this one. Okay, this is ultimate moment of resistance or capacity, whatever. Then this one was permissible, okay, permissible ultimate moment resistance. Okay, it should be less, if not you should increase the depth. Okay, and you should repeat the same procedure. Then this whole thing was for the x direction. Similarly, go for the y direction. Check that mu is greater than mpx, that is ultimate permissible movement in the x direction. Okay, it should be greater. Then we can say our slab is safe. After that, what we should do? We should go for the determination of deflection under the service load, that too for per meter. Okay. Again, what we do here? We will go for x direction. We will go for y direction. Okay. And we assume that, suppose this is my slab. My cable profile, it is in parabolic in form. Okay. Due to UDL. Okay. It is in parabolic form. So I want to determine the equivalent load in the x direction, that is WEX. So the formula is 8 into P EX upon L square. Okay, where P is the number of strands required multiplied by each having 3 stress. Okay, then X will be given by half the slab depth minus cover. Okay, slab depth divided by 2 minus cover, it may be 30 or 40. Okay, in the same way, similar way, determine in the y direction. Here what you will get, WEY, equivalent load in the y direction. Okay, then we have to determine the deflection. Okay, take it as delta. Okay, don't take it as q, take it as delta. Delta max equals to alpha into q lx square lx raised to 4 divided by d. Okay, but the thing is that here which value we should take. Okay, q value. So see here, this is my slab. Okay, here I have a UDL upon it. So this load will be W due to dead load, live load and floor finishing load. Okay, and the below one, it is WEX plus WEY, equivalent in x direction, y direction. So here these are counteracting the imposed load. Okay, imposed load and dead load. So Q is nothing but the unbalanced load. Okay, it is nothing but the unbalanced load. How you will determine? It will determine by summation of downward force minus upward force. Okay, you will get the Q value, and alpha will be the coefficient of deflection. Its value is 0.007772. Here we have alpha, Q, Lx raised to 4 and D. D is nothing but the flexural rigidity, and its formula is EH cube divided by 12 into 1 minus mu is nothing but the Poisson's ratio, where we will get the value of D, just substituting the deflection one. Okay, just remember these values. Poisson's ratio, it will be 0.15 and Young's modulus will be 38 kilonewton per mm square. Okay, because the deflection will be in terms of mm, so take each and every parameters in mm, and also Q should be in terms of Newton mm. Okay, and H should be in terms of mm. Each and every parameter should be in terms of mm. Next, we have to check for this one, permissible limit. Okay, we have Lx upon spacing, so we will check for the permissible limit whether it is under the permissible or not. So if it is it should be lesser than the permissible, so our slab will be safe against the deflection. Again, last step is not this, check for shear, very simple one. That is total downward force minus upward force. Balance will be given by pi x W into Lx square. The same formula we are carrying throughout the procedure, that is alpha mx equals to alpha x into W into Lx square. Okay. Then in very first unit we have determined the bending stress, that is M upon Z, P upon A. Okay. The stress at the top of fiber, it is given by, we know that P upon A plus m upon z. Okay, so and for the grade of concrete we have different permissible stresses that is given in IS 456 table number 21, and you should compare with 2, and it should be under the permissible limit, then only it is safe. The maximum compressive stress should be less than the permissible one. These are the steps. Once you start solving, you will come to know each and everything. And numericals are very easy. Just to remember the steps, and also take care of the units. Okay. So this is your IS 456-2000. Okay, page number 91. Here he has given everything. I hope you have already studied this one. And for different conditions, okay, we have different tables. Okay, this is, and here we have some conditions, whether it is continuous or discontinuous, and whether it is supported on 3 edges, 4 edges, like that. Okay, from here we will get alpha x and alpha y. Okay, just if you get 1.2 means directly we will get the values here. Suppose if it is in between means just need to do interpolation, and this is for when the corners are held by the okay, by 6 to alpha w into L. It is not L, okay, Lx only, alpha y into w into L. Okay, both the cities are only. Last step for the given concrete. Okay, bending stresses. Go to this for okay. The permissible is and I think that is F P upon A upon Z. I have got 7, means it should be lesser than 13 for the M40 grade, like this. So these steps, okay, it is in full page. Okay, in later slide I have just and added there. So we have steps, just need to follow everything. So now we will begin with the one textbook numeric. Just remember the steps, that's it. Okay, I am referring Krishna Raju textbooks. Okay, we will start. The question is like this: design a post tension, okay, pre-stress concrete. Okay, directly he has given it is a two-way slab, 6 meter by with the discontinuous edges. Okay, the condition he says that it discontinuous to support an imposed load of 1 second. Start to write down with me. Okay, the live load is of 3 kilonewton per meter square. Cables are, okay, how many are there? Cables of 5 mm diameter, 4 wires of 5 mm diameter, sorry, 4 number of 5 mm meters. How many numbers he has given? 4 numbers. Okay, just remember, carrying an effective force of 100 kilonewton. Okay, are available for use. Design spacing of the cable in 2 direction and check for safety of the slab against collapse and excessive deflection at service load. Assume the grade of concrete he has given 40, stressing force it will be the same 1600, and EC he has given 38 kilonewton per mm square. Okay, now So we will check for which type of slab it is. 9 upon 6, we will get 1.5, which is lesser than 2, hence it is two-way slab. Okay, first step. The first step is calculation of thickness of the slab. And we know that it is calculated by thickness. You can take it a H or D, whatever. Okay, span by 50 according to standards. Span it is 6000 divided by 50 equals to 120 mm. Okay, next step, load calculation. The first one is self weight. Okay, B into D thickness is 0.2 into 24, take density as 24. You will get 2.88 kilonewton per meter square. Live load, how much he has given? 3 kilonewton per meter square. I will take floor finish as 0.12 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, the total load W, which is equals to 6 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, then ultimate design load, it is given by factor of 1.5 multiplied by W, which is equals to 1.5 into W, it is 6. Therefore, it will be 9 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, then we will go for step 3. What is step 3? Calculation of bending moment and spacing. Okay, bending moment and spacing. Okay, first see Ly by Lx, how much we have got? We have got 1.5. Okay, so what to do? Just go for IS 456 and go for 4 edges discontinuous. See here, this table I have got Ly by Lx as 1.5. Okay, 4 edges discontinuous, so its value is alpha x value is 0.089 and alpha y value it is 0.056. Okay, need not to do any interpolation. We have got directly that 1.5. For 1.5 value we have 0.089 for alpha x, and for alpha y we have 0.056. Okay, write down here alpha x, how much we have got? 0.089. Alpha y value we have got 0.056. Okay, from code book we have mx equals to, that is one second. We have alpha x into W into Lx square. For my we have alpha y W into Lx square. Therefore, which is equals alpha x value, how much we have got? 0.089. W value we have got 6. Lx is also 6 whole square. Therefore, mx is equals to 19.22 kilonewton meter per meter. We are calculating for per meter. My
So here we'll take W, that is total ultimate load without 1.5.
Just take working load. If you
Okay,
see
sir.
IS 456, here he has clearly mentioned for only working load, not ultimate working load. Okay, 0.056 into 6 into Lx square, it is 6. Okay, when you do calculation, it will be My equals to 12.09 kilonewton meter per meter. Okay, I have got My and I have got Mx. Okay, now what was our next step? He says that we should calculate the movement in the middle strip. Okay, movement in middle strip. Okay, that is Mx. I'm going for x direction. Okay, first I will go for x direction. Mx equals to Mx into, what was the distance here? 3/4 of Ly. If you see the diagram, 1 second, I will show you. Yeah, yeah, I think it's not here. Okay, here I have got movement for per meter. Okay, Mx per meter I have got, but I need to determine the movement in the middle strip. What I will do, I just multiply with the 3/4 of Ly. Okay, just remember, when you go for y direction, you should multiply 3/4 of Lx. Okay, we have calculated movement per meter. Okay, but I need movement in middle strip, so just multiply the length of the middle strip. Which is equals to 19.22 multiplied by 3/4 of Ly distance is 129 kilonewton meter. Actually it was per meter. What I did, just I multiplied the width of the middle strip, so I am getting the movement in kilonewton meter. Next, I need to determine the value of E. E is given by h by 2 minus cover minus h by 6. Now I will take cover as 30 mm in x direction. Therefore E equals to, slab depth I have got 120 by 2 minus cover, how much it is, 30 minus 120 upon 6. Okay, here I will get E equals to 50 mm. Okay, next I have got P, yeah, I have got M and I have got E. I know the value of M and I know the value of E, but I need the value of P. How I will calculate? I will calculate by force into perpendicular distance moment. Okay, now this stressing force in x direction, that is P equals to M upon E. How we have got that is M equals to P into E. Okay, therefore P equals to M value of we have got 735. See, E value it is in mm. So what I will do, I will go for 10 power 6. Okay, divided by E we have got 50. Therefore I will get 2.60 into 10 power 6 Newton. Just I will convert it into kilonewton. It is 2600, nearly 2600 kilonewton. I have got the value of P. Next, I need to calculate the number of cable section. Number of cable that in middle strip. Okay, it is given by total load, how much it is, 2600, and in question each cable is 100. Therefore, this I will get 26 numbers. Means throughout in, okay, I need 26 numbers. Now, of case, how much it is? 3/4 of Ly divided by number of rods multiplied by 1000. 3/4 of Ly. Ly is 9. Number of cables is 6 multiplied by 1000. So I will get 259. So what I will do? Nearly I will take 250 mm. Okay. Just again. See, you know easily how to calculate the moment and E. Okay. Now I get the value of P. So how will calculate the P? That is M upon E. You know that movement force into perpendicular distance. So we have got the force. Okay. In terms of now what I need the number of cables in X direction. Okay. Total force is 26,000. Sorry, 2,600. And force in each cable he has given is 100. Therefore, you will get the number of cables, that is 26. Now I need to spacing. Okay, it is given by width of the middle strip. Means suppose if this is your, and these are the end strips and this is the middle strip. I need the cable. So its width is L by 3/4 of Ly. Okay, then what should be the spacing of these 26 cables? See, how many cables are there? Here 26 are there. What should be the spacing between these two? Total width divided by how many numbers of cables? 26 multiplied by 1000. So we will get 250 mm center to center distance. Now, similarly, we have got the spacing in X direction, correct? We need the spacing in Y direction. The same procedure you need to follow. Just see it carefully. It will be like a revision for you. How will calculate by how we have got in the previous one, that is by using alpha y into w into alpha x square. We have got 1209 kilonewton meter per meter. Now what I need the movement of the middle strip. My equals to 12.09 multiplied by 4th of, initially I have said 3/4 of, therefore 09 into 3/4, Lx value is 6. So the movement in the middle strip, how much we will get? We get 55 kilonewton. Then after that, what we have done? We got moment. Next we have to determine the eccentricity. Okay. It is given by slab depth by 2 minus cover minus 6. So here in longer direction, what I will do? I will take the little bit more depth, more cover. I will take a cover of 40 mm. We can take it 30 mm also. So in a safer side, take it as a 40 mm. So what I will get after calculation, I will get 40 mm as the value of E. Then I need the value given by M upon E. Okay, this implies E equals to M value. How much we have got? We have 55 into 10 power 6 divided by E 40, because I put this into Newton mm. Okay. On solving, you will get 1375 kilo Newton. Now you have got the value of E, you have got the value of P. Then what you need? You need the number of cables. Cables, it is given by total load, correct? Divided by force in each cable, you will get 1, 2, 3, 13, 14 numbers. Okay. Then after getting number of cables, what we have done? Spacing in the y direction, that is 3/4 of Lx divided by 14 multiplied by 1000, which is given by 3/4 of LX value, it is 6, number of K 14 into 1000. So I will get 320 mm center to center distance. So the spacing in y direction is 320 mm and in x direction it is 250 mm. Okay, just remember. After that, what we have done, we have gone for step 4, that is limit state of collapse. That too for per meter span. Okay. Now we need ultimate movement, that is permissible ultimate movement. Permissible ultimate movement, that is mx equals to alpha x. Jayant, now you should use alpha x into wu, ultimate movement with respect to ultimate load. Alpha x into wu into alpha x square. Okay, you can take it as also mpx also, ultimate movement, permissible ultimate movement in x direction, which is equal to alpha x coefficient, how much we have got, 0.089. Ultimate movement, that is factored of 6. W we have got 6 kilonewton. The ultimate will be 1.5 factor, therefore it will be 9. Okay, 9 into x, so it will be 6 square, therefore which is equals to 29 kilonewton meter per meter. Okay, we are doing for per meter and this is formula for per meter. Okay, now see, as you have taken for per meter, for limit state of collapse, what we will do, number of cable in x direction per meter span. Okay, see, we'll draw here. Now we had how many cables? 26 cables for middle strip. Okay, but here I need how many cables are required for the middle strip? Only 1 meter span for 1000 mm. How many cables will come? Okay, so it is given by 1000 and spacing between each of them was 250. Okay, spacing in the x direction we have got 250 and I want to know how many cables will be there in the 1 meter span. Okay, 1000 by 250, we will get 4 numbers. Okay, then now we have to determine AP. Okay, so this is very important one. Some of will do mistake here. AP, it is given by, see, in question he said 4 number of 5 mm dia. Okay, so I am taking 4 numbers multiplied by per span, per meter span, how many rods cables I need? I need 4. Therefore 4 into 4. Okay, multiplied by area, that is 5. D is 5 mm by 4. Just remember, sometimes what you will do, you will just skip one number here. Okay, in question he has given there are the 4 cables. Okay, multiplied by, we required 4 cables in 1 meter span multiplied by area. Okay, 4 number of 5 mm dia. Okay, he has given in the question. So the AP will be 314 mm square. Finally we calculate the value of AP. Then what we should do, we should go for the reinforcement ratio. How we will find the reinforcement ratio? Reinforcement ratio, it is given by APU into FU divided by B into D into FCK, correct? AP, how much we have got? 314 multiplied by 1600 divided by B, we are going for 1 meter. Depth, how much we have got? See, the depth we have taken, it was overall depth. But here the depth we required is effective depth. That is 120 minus 30. It will be 90 mm. Okay. You know, here we have taken the effective depth. Okay. So therefore this D will be 90 into FCK, it will be how much? What was the grade? It was 40. 40, it is equals to 0.1395. Okay, and we had a table, okay, in IS 1343, okay, appendix B. So for this reinforcement ratio, we have calculated FPU 0.8787 into FP equals to, on interpolation we will get some ratio, and for XU upon D we will get some ratio. Okay, for this reinforcement ratio I have got this as 1.0 and XU by D as 26.56. okay, therefore FPU will be 1 into 0.87 into 1600. Therefore FPU will be equals to 1392 Newton per mm square. Here XU will be equals to 26.56. D is always the effective depth, just remember. This will I have got, sorry, this is not the ratio, this is 26.56. 1 second, 26.56 divided by 90. Okay, it is 0.295. okay, I have got ratio this much. This will be 0.295. therefore XU I have got 26.56 mm. FU also I have got. Then what you have done, you have calculated the ultimate movement resistance. It is given by FPU. In very first chapter we have done this into XU. okay, mu, how much you have got FPU value? That is 1392 multiplied by AP. D was to depth minus 0.42. XU value was this much. Therefore we have got 34.46 kilonewton meter. Okay, and just cross check. Here I have got 34.46 and that MPUX, how much I have got? 29.29 kilonewton meter. Yes. So on comparison, see, this is all greater than the permissible one. So this is the ultimate movement. Okay, this is the required one. So it is safe. You can write it down. Mu is greater than mx. Hence safe in limit state of collapse. So the whole procedure for x direction. Similarly, we should go for the y direction. Okay. You do it for y direction. I will go for step number 5. Okay. Step number 5 is for check for the deflection, and I had a formula delta equals to alpha into q Lx raised to 4 divided by d. Okay, what parameters I need? I need the value of Q, I need the value of alpha, T, okay. Q, it is nothing but the download load minus upward load, that is unbalanced load, but I need here WEX and WEY. Therefore, WEX, it is given by 8 into PEX upon LX square. Therefore, here 8 into, and this is for per meter also, okay. 8 into P value means 4 numbers, okay, multiplied by 100. We have only 4 cables per meter, multiplied by forces in each cable is 100, okay. Ex is given by half of the slab width, that is 120 by 2 minus cover it is 30 divided by Lx square was 6. Otherwise I will do in very simple format in second. So first I will go for WEX, okay, that is equivalent load in X direction for per meter, okay. It is given by 8PEX upon Lx square. I need the value of P here. I will do bifurcation. P I need for per meter. There were 4 number of cables, each cable having 100 kilonewton capacity, therefore it is 400 kilonewton. I need Ex here it is given by half of the slab divided by minus of cover, therefore it will be 120 minus 2. Cover was, we have taken 30 mm for X direction, therefore E value will be 30 mm. Just substitute in the above case. WEX equals to 8 into 400 into 30 divided by 6 square. Therefore, on simplification, we will get 2.66 kilonewton per meter load per meter. Similarly, in Y, WEY 8 into PEY upon LY square. This is 8 into 312 into 0.02 divided by, sorry, here it will be 0.03, and the span in terms of meter it is 9 square, therefore which is equals to 0.616 kilonewton meter. Now I have got WEX and WEY. If I draw my slab, here this is total download load due to dead load, live load plus floor finishing, which was equals to 6 kilonewton per meter, and due to the cables the counteracting load was WEX plus WEY, okay, which is nothing but 2.66 plus 0.161, okay. Therefore Q is given by downward minus upward force, that is 6 minus 2.66 minus 0.616, okay. Therefore the value of Q, it will be 2.72 kilonewton per meter, okay. I have got the value of Q. Then I have got everything, so I will go for, so one more thing I need, that is D, rigidity, okay. We have direct formulas, okay, just substitute here, we will get a D value. Flexural rigidity, we have EH cube divided by 12 into 1 minus mu square. E value he has given in the question, that is 38 into 1000 into 120, 12 into 1 minus 0.15 square. On simplification you will get 5.62 into 10 power 9. Now we have delta max equals to alpha alpha into Q q into L power 4x divided by t. Here substitute the alpha value, that is 0.00772. Q value we have 2.72. Okay, one more thing, I have to keep in the Newton mm. Okay, if I convert it into Newton mm, it will be 2.72 minus 3. Okay, then Lx was span of 6 meter divided by d, I have calculated above, it is 5.62 into 10 power 9. Okay, the deflection will be in terms of mm. Therefore the deflection which I have got is 4.80 mm, and we have to check whether it is under the permissible limit or not. Okay, in IS 1343 page number 29, okay, there is a clause. Okay, if you go and check it, it should be under this one. The deflection, long-term deflection should be under this permissible limit, that is span upon 250. Okay, if you have any temperature variations, means there is a L by 500. Not talking about that one. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, I got the call. Okay, I have got the call. See, in IS 1343, page number 29, you will
Yes,
get
sir.
the long-term deflection should be under permissible limit of L by 250. Okay, if you check, means 6000 divided by 250, you will get 24 mm. Okay, it should not be greater than the permissible limit. So we have got 4.80 mm, and the maximum level is 24 mm. So our slab is safe in deflection. Okay, I will explain it once more. See, we have to determine for the deflection. First write on the deflection equation. So we come to, we have to determine the value of Q. Q, it is given by nothing but the unbalanced load, and we should check for both in x and y direction. Therefore WEX in x direction, WEY in y direction, that too for per meter. Okay, therefore calculate the force in per meter, eccentricity, and you will get the equivalent load in x direction for per meter, similarly in y direction. Okay, and this is your slab. Okay, this is the download load and this is the upward load. Okay, just check what is the imbalance, okay, due to upward and downward. So we will get the value of Q. Then find the rigidity index. So it is given by EH cube divided by 12 into 1 minus mu square. Substitute the values, you will get the value of D. Later on, substitute the value of S, Q, L, D, you will get the deflection 4.80, and whether it is under the permissible limit or not. Okay, that is L 250 takes span of 6000 divided by 24. So we will get deflection. But for not here, our lab is safe in the deflection. Last term is check for the press per meter. Step number 6, stress per meter. Okay, so here what unbalanced load. Okay, in RCC also you have taken the unbalanced load, that is V minus VU. Sorry, VU. Here also we are taking unbalanced load, and we have got 2.7 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, now what we will do, we will find movement with respect to this unbalanced load, that is alpha x W into Lx square. Alpha x value we have got 0.0, W So LX is 6 meter. Okay, it's given by m upon z. So the value of z. How will calculate the value of z? We know that z equals to bh square upon 6. Either you can go for I equals to z equals to I upon y. So I prefer go for z equals to bh square. It will be simple one. For y value, how much I have got? 8.7 into 10 power 6. Z value 1000 going for per meter. It is a slab, and h is nothing but the depth of the slab. Okay, divided by, that is I have taken z. Therefore, the moment which you get, it is stress that you get is 3.625 Newton per mm square. Then go for the direct stress. That it is 1 P. P is nothing but how much we have got P for 400, 400 kilonewton. So 10 power 3 divided by area. Area is 1000 into 20. Okay, so we will get 3.33 Newton per mm square. Okay, now the maximum compressive stress at the top fiber, it is given by Ft equals to P upon E plus m. Don't go for minus P. So we are taking only P upon A plus m upon z. For P upon this and now table number 21, check for P. Okay, what is compressive? Okay, if check means you will get value as, I will show the table also. It is 13 Newton per mm square. See, just compare with these two. You have got 7. This is maximum municipal stresses, but our value is less than 13. Therefore, it is safe in the stresses. I will show you the table. So each and every steps are very simple. Only thing is that you should remember which step will come. Okay, one after the other. Yeah. See, for M40 I had 13.30, but there I have got how much? 7 Newton per mm square. Permissible stress in the concrete for M40 grade it is 13, but I have got 7. Therefore, hence it is in the stress. This is how we will go for the two-way slab design. Okay, just I will go once again. Will Okay, just go through the questions and write down the given things. Okay, the first thing is you do that if mentioned in the question, you check whether for L by LX ratio whether it is one way slab or two way slab. For one way slab it will be greater than 2, for two way slab it will be lesser than. Okay, the next step is that thickness of slab according to IS standards is given by L up to 50. Therefore directly we get the overall depth. Okay, we will get the overall depth. We can put H up to U. Okay, step 3, calculation of plate. Live load will be given, floor finish. Self-weight it will be, for slab it will be 1000. Okay, uh, total depth of the slab is 120. Okay, therefore take 0.12 into 20. You will get the dead load is given, the floor finishing load if required, then the load, total load, and for the ultimate design load it is given by 1.5, that is factor of safety, 9 kilonewton per meter square. The next thing is that calculation of the bending moment and spacing. Ly by Lx you will get 1.5. Okay, from the table IS 456 page number 90 you have the table, so from there you will get the value of alpha x and alpha y value. Then calculate the moment per meter. Okay, alpha x into w into alpha x square, you will get the moment per meter. Here also moment per meter in y direction. Then go for x direction calculation. Okay, then what I should, here I have calculated moment per meter. Now I am going to calculate moment in the middle strip. Okay, therefore this is the moment, this is the total width of the middle strip. Just multiply, you will get the total moment in the middle strip. Then you have to determine the value of E. It is given by half of the slab minus cover minus the pressure line. Okay, here you can take cover as 30 mm or 40 mm, but 30 mm is the minimum you should take it. And for shorter span you can take it as 30 mm. For longer span means in x direction you take it for 30 mm, in y direction you take it for 40 mm. Just remember, or you can provide the same, means in both the direction 30 mm 30 mm or 40 mm 40 mm, up to you. Therefore you will get the finally the value of E. See here determine the movement in the middle strip along with E. Here you have got the value of M, here you have got the value of E, then you have to determine the value of P. We know that movement is force into perpendicular distance, just we need the value of P. We know the moment, we know the value of E, just substitute, you will get the load in terms of kilonewton. Then what I need is that I need the total number of cables, that is total force divided by individual force, so we will get 26 cables. Then I need the spacing, so I have the length this much, I want to determine the spacing. How we will find? This is the width I having, and I should place 26 cables, okay, throughout the slab. So on calculation you will get 250 mm center to center. This is all for x direction. Similar same procedure for y direction. We have determined the my, okay, then determine the movement in the middle strip, then E value, number of cables, spacing in y direction. Then step 4, limit state of collapse or per meter span. Okay, here what they are doing, permissible ultimate movement. Okay, mx into alpha x, ultimate movement, we will take ultimate load. Okay, w into alpha x square. Therefore this is the permissible, means required. Now we will calculate the number of cables in the x direction, means here this is my width of the, that is 3/4 of Ly, the width of the middle strip. I have placed 26 cables, but I want to know how many cables are there in 1 meter span. Therefore how we will calculate? 1 meter span divided by 250, means this is the spacing, so we will get 4 number of cables in 1 meter. Then AP, While calculating the AP, just remember 4 numbers of cables are required for per meter, and I am using 4 number of 5 mm dia bars. Okay, you will get the area. After getting area, just go for reinforcement ratio, substitute the value, you will get reinforcement ratio. Go for the table, you will get the stress ratio and depth ratio. Calculate FPU, XU, calculate the ultimate moment. Just check whether it is greater than the permissible one or not. If so, it is safe. Similarly, go for the y direction. Then I want to determine the deflection. Deflection, first what you do, determine the equivalent load in x direction, y direction. You will get the value of Q. Then go for determination of rigidity. You will get the values. Just remember, keep all the units in terms of Newton and mm. Okay, this is the coefficient, unbalanced load, span, and D. Substitute, you will get 4.80. Okay, then in IS 1343 we have a clause that it should be under this ratio, that is L upon 250. So I have got 24 mm, which is greater than 4.8 mm. So the slab is safe under deflection. Then the last step is that stress calculation. We will always calculate for the unbalanced one. So this is our W. Substituting the same equation, that is mx equals to alpha x w into Lx square. You will get the moment due to unbalanced load. Go for the bending stress, that is M upon side, and direct stress. Okay, just add both two, means you will get the stresses at the top fiber. It is 7 Newton per mm square, and check for the respective permissible for the grade of concrete. Which grade of concrete we have? We have here M40 grade. For M40 grade it is 13 Newton per mm square, which is greater than 7, so safe. This is how we will do two-way slab design. Anybody have doubt?